Mr. Barmack today entered a guilty plea to an offense of second-degree murder, as well as 2 counts of malicious wounding and the use of a firearm. Mr. Barmack very much wanted to demonstrate that he's very remorseful for what's happened here and accept responsibility for actions that happened there today. As you heard during the summary of the evidence from the prosecution, Mr. Barmack was under the influence of intoxicating substances that make a person delusional, have hallucinations, and can cause a person to not think logically. And the video that was shown today on the body-worn camera of Officer Wagner demonstrated that Mr. Barmack was clearly not in his right mind when much of this was going on. That being said, the law only allows us to argue certain things when a person is intoxicated, and there were limits as to what defenses could be available here. But there are a lot of untried legal issues in a case like this. It's very unique and different than normal. And so the prosecution, I think, understanding that it was going to have a tough time trying to prove the highest level of this offense, and us understanding that there are legal barriers to us getting the best benefit, as we hoped for all of those, it's in our best interest. Again, we want to demonstrate, Mr. Barmack wants to demonstrate how remorseful and sorry he is for what's happened. Mr. Barmack is sad and remorseful over what happened. After this incident, when he was no longer under the influence of those substances and out of the delusions and hallucinations from the beginning, he has been so sorrowful, so remorseful for what's happened. This is not who he is. He was a college student with no prior criminal record who had no intent to do anything like this, and he feels terrible and awful. What we know from seeing that is Officer Wagner was just trying to do his job, right? And it's unfortunate what happened, and Daniel Barmack feels as terrible as anyone does about what happened to Officer Wagner, who was really just trying to help. There's a wide range of sentencing here that's available for the judge. I'll say the Commonwealth's attorney, Daniel Rutherford, and his assistant Eric Lobb have done a great job with being able to still have lots of options for the court here for what the appropriate sentence should be, and we're going to hear that. I think that they have done a great job of presenting the truth and the evidence here in a way that's really appropriate. And as I said in court, we're not going to dispute many of the facts in this. It's a question of what's the correct result. Nothing's ever going to make this right, but it's an idea now of what do we do, what's the right result, and we'll present a lot more information at the sentencing for the judge to consider about Mr. Barmack and about the circumstances of his life, and as we decide what, we try to tell the judge what should be a just result. There's no great result here, right, for anybody. There's loss of life, there's tragic results throughout, so no one can feel good about this. The community's hurting. Nelson County, Mr. Barmack, his family and loved ones are hurting, Officer Wagner's are hurting. So I don't think anyone's happy with what we're doing here and wish we weren't here going forward. We're gonna make, hopefully, the best in the end for what justice can do, but nothing will ever make anyone feel good about this.